Y'all know Before Reaction My for Life is out there. Hope you guys having a blessed day. Make sure you subscribe to that notification bell so you don't miss an upload. Now you got Tia Mowry basically talking about the show and giving her insight on how to move on in relationships, co-parenting, and etc. Let's get right into the video with Jennifer.
Right, whether they are transitions from moving from job to job, partner, to partner. But we don't really see the representation, meaning what happens between A and Z, right?
Yes.
So I wanted to show that.
Yeah.
Like the ups, the downs, the twists, the turns, the growth.
Yes. And you're brave with it. You know what I mean? I think so.
Thank you.
Because you're now finding your footing in your own singular journey.
Yes.
You know, that takes a lot. And then the world is weighing in on everything. How does that feel?
To be honest with you, it can be a little overwhelming at times. I mean, I am human,
Right.
But I've come to realize that it comes with the territory. I mean,
Yes.
this is, my profession, and people are going to have an opinion, and it is what it is, and that's okay, It's okay.
Yeah. You wouldn't know how to balance it all.
Yeah.
Because you've been in the game in a minute.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you also have been speed dating. I had never heard
Girl.
of speed dating. Girl, what is that? And what was it like, Tia?
It was an experience, but an experience that I will never do again. No, but it was fun. Yeah.
I don't blame you. And your friend's been helping you with the dating app. So
Yeah.
Let me tell you how crazy this is. One thing I'm just going to say is that she chose this. A woman that is literally a mother and had the ability to be with her husband and not even have to co-parent. You got two successful individuals who can not only put their kids in private school, but also have a collaborative effort and work on each other and have the means and resources to do so. It's funny that when people have the money to do certain things, and money isn't everything, but when you have the money to go to counseling, to seek a higher level of spirituality and truth instead of going to these mediums, these psychics, and individuals that made you go to a strip club and have people dance in front of you, and you're trying to say that's healthy, that's growth, that's graduation. That look like you're going backwards. That's like a woman out there that don't know what she's doing with her life. She doesn't understand the consequences and implications of her actions. That doesn't seem like an individual that has it together. Always consistently saying you want to go back. Remember, you separated from Corey, I believe, in 2022. If we're not mistaken, because I believe she filed for separation or announced it in what, October 2022. Remember, we're going on 2025 soon. A lot of people think this just happened in the show, because if you're watching the show, you're not realizing that this been occurred, and that's not giving nobody no hope in terms of you. That man didn't cheat on you. Yeah, it was a situation where you was making a little bit of money than him, but I don't think that should be grounds for somebody to get a divorce, because you're supposed to be through sickness and health through a whole bunch of different things, to rich or poor. By telling somebody to do that is basically this degrading marriage. It's not promoting it, especially in this circumstance. You got women out there that really been cheated on and got STDs, men the same, that has been literally, caught up in coming home from work and catching somebody in their home.
Yeah, they
you're
have.
trying new things.
I know.
Tell us about that.
So my friends, they wanted to step in and help me, with this whole dating process and experience. And they're like my filters. I did experience, some situations with the apps, and it just didn't go too well.
Situation.
Yeah. So my friends, they wanted to step in and just, help out. And like I said,
Have they been a good help with it?
They're tough.
Oh.
Man.
And let me tell you how crazy it is. When you say it's about your happiness, you finding out your true value with you, the person in the mirror, why do you have to go straight to dating? You said that you don't know what it's like to be loved, but you said that Corey was the only person you loved and he loved you. But you consistently say that he wasn't, you know, someone that basically provided that love that kept you from loneliness. So, in those aspects, I'm just saying that to me, it appears like sometimes she contradicts herself. She'll say she hate the way it feels to drop off her kids to their dad's home, but she chose that lifestyle, and she wants you to cry about something she chose. Why you didn't make a show called Repairing My Marriage, or Starting Over in My Marriage, starting to date again inside of my marriage, date Corey or each other? You could have showed how it is to rebuild a marriage, not to try to move on in your single life. It's funny how people always say the other, which we've seen a lot of people go through divorces, is messy and it's trash. Look at Brad and Angelina. Look at a whole bunch of the people that we didn't seen. Look at Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. We've seen this. What we haven't seen is people go to counseling and do a whole show about rebuilding and repairing and showing the proper way to do so.
And if you can get through them.
So they filter them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Before they get to meet you.
So they had like a pre-interview.
Okay.
Them. And so they would just ask them questions, fill them out and, see what their intentions are. And then they would say, okay, you can move on to the next
level.
To the next level. And that next level would be, I guess,
that makes me wonder. Yes.
Yeah.
What is the requirement to get a date with Tia?
Ooh.
Is there any?
Yeah, I think for me, emotional intelligence is just so important.
I
to
understand
me,
that.
You being mindful of
Braden.
Emotional intelligence. It seems like Corey got a lot of self-control.
who you are, your behaviors, your traumas, your triggers. Are you in therapy?
That's a good one.
Are you kind,
Okay.
Yeah.
Y'all write that down if you want to check. Okay, write it.
Oh my, money is not an issue, but apparently she let the mom from Sister come on and say, oh, somebody was unhappy because they wasn't working. That's her words, right? So to me, it's weird. Because if that was the case, you're trying to throw little subliminal shots at Corey by saying he wasn't working, etc. But you turn around and say this person will probably need to even make more money than you, just about emotional intelligence. It's funny how different strokes for different folks, if you know what I mean.
It down.
Yeah.
Listen. Okay, we got to talk about our babies because our sons
I know.
are kind of. My baby's 15. Yours is
13.
13.
Yeah.
Now, Tia, are you in the same phase with me? Look at him, because everybody used to think they looked alike.
I know. I remember that with the curly hair, but he's since chopped all of it off.
Did he
didn't
chop?
want the
My
long
baby
hair.
didn't chop off nothing.
No?
It's a big old
Oh,
fro.
okay.
That's all you see. But
Yeah.
I'm at the phase with him where I embarrass him. And
Oh,
then,
yeah.
do you have to get approval for everything?
Everything.
Before you post anything?
On Instagram. And you know what? He didn't want to be on the show.
Okay.
Which I was okay with.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I want him to be able to express himself.
Yes.
And then I want to nurture that. So he said, Mommy, I don't feel, comfortable being on the show. I think just because of the subject matter.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. But he loves being on Instagram, but I do have to
Get his approval.
get his approval. Yeah.
We're in the same
I
boat,
know.
Tia.
I know.
But what I love is your daughter. She gave you a worry doll. I've never heard of a worry
Yeah.
doll. This is amazing.
Yeah, I guess they make your worries go away.
Oh.
And during the show, we were filming, and it was this organic moment. She can really feel Mommy, and
good.
what's going on in my mind. She's so smart, and she just gave me this worry doll, and she's so wonderful and just.
You sound like
so
you got a
amazing.
little angel
Yeah.
on your
Yeah.
side.
She is.
I love that. So we already talked about the babies.
Okay.
Now, Halloween is happening.
One thing I'm gonna say that I appreciate that she said was allowing her son to not want to be part of that debacle, because obviously he's going to look at it as a sign of disrespect to his father and also to you by allowing strippers and this and that and the third, and you licking whipped cream off of them and just putting yourself in very weird situations. Yes, that is disturbing, but I do agree with her allowing him to say what he does approve and what doesn't, and what he does not approve at the same time when it comes to her posting him or putting him on the show without his consent. That would have been just crazy, but I love the fact that she did that. That is a good thing. But everything else is just like, nah, because I don't see no reason. Like, if that's the bare minimum reason for somebody to leave a marriage, then I feel really worried for the next generation coming up. Marriage is going to be non-existent. People are just going to remain in situationships, and that's going to be the end of it.
Oh my
Happening? Is
gosh.
it a big deal in your
A
house?
big deal.
Yeah.
Oh,
And one thing I'm not going to do is with the pagan stuff. Like, y'all already know I feel on my channel. I'm not big on the whole um pagan beliefs, celebrating and Halloween, things like Yule, things like Winter Solace, and other aspects like there's some other different feast days that I just don't want to deal with. But let me know what you guys think about in the comments about this whole thing. I feel like the show just kind of made a lot of people not even want to deal with Tia Mowry. It kind of made them want to just back off of her. Even her own, a lot of supporters said that they didn't even like what she was doing. Because a lot of people don't want to be unhappy. They don't want to grow old and not have anyone. They're sick of that. Some people realize that sometimes it's you, it's the person in the mirror that's a common denominator, no one else. But let me know what you guys think, man. And I'm up out of there.